Good evening or morning or whatever it is in your time zone. We have a special session today. Some news has erupted and we're going to cover it. We're going to react to it. And I'm really excited. It's something we've known about for a while, but now it's official. There's a new product from Wacom. And let me just get the Discord crew up to date that I am live. And I have moved my microphone up here, so if there's any problem hearing me, just let me know. I am very excited about this, though, incredibly excited. Live now. Okay, where am I? Yeah, I always like to make sure the Discord crew knows what's going on. They've trained me to make sure I ping them. And on camera. Okay, they have been informed. Let me double check the audio. Let's see. Sound levels. Yeah, okay. Everyone should be able to hear me. I was concerned that the new microphone placement might be a little more difficult for people, but I think it's working. Let me turn on my music. If I can find the music. There we go. Ah, there we go, the soft jazz beginning. Okay, so what is the news? There's a new standalone drawing tablet from Wacom. We've known about this. We saw the FCC information about the device. We did expect it this year. Honestly, I actually expected it a little bit later this year, so it came as a little bit of a surprise. Just a few minutes ago, I saw a post. I think I just saw it on Wacom's website. I was accidentally looking at Wacom's website and I saw it and I couldn't believe it. So let's take a look. Let me bring up Chrome. And of course, the device has just been announced. We don't have it yet. We'll take a look at the specs. We'll take a look at some comments I'm getting in the chat as well as on Discord. Speaking of comments, let me open up the chat. Hey, Dearmon, nice to see you. Oh, you just found out about this because of me? That's great to hear, and thanks for joining us. I think there's a lot. I'm seeing the feedback on the Discord. There's lots of interesting conversation about what this is and what it means. Let's see. Oh, we have a question. Jerry Meehan Jr. I have HD Cintiq 22 HD, taking up a ton of desk space and is very heavy. Should I get the Cintiq 16 or the 24? I assume you're talking about the new 2025 versions. I think this answer is very simple. I would absolutely recommend that you get the 24. A couple of reasons for this. Number one, the size of the 24 is, the screen is of course a little bit bigger, but they've shrunk the size of the bezels. So it actually, and I have a 22 somewhere, I can probably verify this, it'll probably fit on your desk a little bit better, believe it or not. And it is lighter, and the screen is better. That's part one. Part two is when you move from if you're happy with a tablet and you get a smaller pen display, and the jump from 22 to 16 is a big jump. It's a very big jump. I think it doesn't work well for most people that, maybe you can tolerate a 16-inch pen display, but that's a big jump. Now, if you said 24 to 22, or sorry, 22 to 20 or 19, maybe, but even that is it's a kind of a jump. So I think the 24-inch is a good choice for you. Yes, the new ones, yes. And I like the new ones, both of them. I think they're fantastic new entries in consumer pen tablets. And again, just to reiterate for this, whoever's on the call, these new Cintiqs, which are not listed as Pro, are they've always had the pro drawing experience, and now the screens are much better. So these new non-pro Cintiqs are actually competing with the pro versions of tablet pen displays coming from Huion and XP Pen. So I think they are a remarkable entrance into the field of pen displays. Okay. Yeah, you need if you like the drawing space, Jerry. If you're spoiled with what you have, you need to keep it. You need to keep it. Trust me. Okay, let me see if I can find. People in the Discord are chatting away, and I need to get to the Wacom site. Let's see. And give me a second. I'm gonna go get some water because I'm already feeling a bit dry in the throat. Back in a second. Okay, I am back. Let us see if I can show you a screen that shows something. Okay, there we go. I think this is it. And let's just get to the Wacom.com website and start talking about what we're noticing here. So I'm just going to react to what they're saying, and we're going to talk about it. Pretty standard video. We did this with the I can't remember which tablet we did this. We did this with a couple of tablets. It's always a fun. The Intuos Pros, we did it for the new Intuos Pros. Okay, so it says Wacom moving no limits, just draw. And I'm just going to read out what it says. A breakthrough all-in-one portable for capturing inspiration as it strikes with quick draw, and one-tap connectivity to Clip Studio Paint, all with the Wacom Pro Pen 3. So I'm not sure what they mean by quick draw. They're mentioning one-tap connectivity to Clip Studio Paint. So it sounds like Clip Studio Paint is probably going to be pre-installed. I think I've already seen that somewhere else. And they made it optimized to get into Clip Studio Paint, which is interesting. I assume you could do something similar with other applications. We'll see. Let's click Learn More. No limits, just draw. First of all, you know, I'm always picking on Wacom's packaging. Doesn't have artwork. And I have to say, I actually really like the artwork that they have provided for this tablet. Looks cute, I like it. And it's kind of a whimsical drawing of this young lady who's running, presumably holding this MovinkPad. We'll talk about the name in a second. And look, it's demonstrating that the Pro Pen 3 has a new feature. You can wear it like a mustache. Very clever. So I actually just do like the artwork here. Now let's talk about the name. MovinkPad. I think we knew this was going to be the name of this device. I think formally it's the MovinkPad 11, but I'm okay with the name, right? I just was a little, I never thought of Movink as being in front of the word pad, but it works for me. Okay, let's take a look at, Dermon says, please use, Wacom should use more artwork like this. I agree, I like it, and I think it just looks really nice. It looks really nice, and yeah, it's very exciting. Like, I actually like the fact that the character is running. It gives you some sense of dynamism and maybe hints toward, you know, the usage of this tablet as an on-the-go device. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on Shop now, even though I know what I'm gonna see, and I'll explain that comment in a second. Shop now. Okay. Oops, and let's, somehow it didn't quite shop. Click it on again. Okay, here we go. So its price, its serial number is DTH, or sorry, model number is DTH A, which means Android, 11.6. So the 11 means 11 inch, and so that matches the name, MovinkPad 11. So again, A means Android, and H means, of course, it supports touch. Yeah, Cube, I agree. I just hope they have a nice design for the box. I'd hate to see just black ink on brown cardboard again. It's just so boring. I understand it's better for the environment, but come on, we got to have some excitement with these products. Let's take a look at some of the pictures. Well, in this first picture, you can kind of see how small a device it is, which the Pro Pen, well, I have a Pro Pen 2 in front of me or something, Pro Pen, grip pen actually. So the Pro Pen 3 is about the same width. So this is an 11-inch tablet, so it's not a huge tablet. And it looks to be I'm gonna guess it's a 3:2 aspect ratio, so more like an iPad than a Samsung Galaxy Tab S series. Yeah, let's see, Really Surprised says, close enough, welcome back Cintiq Companion Hybrid. Yeah, this is, I guess, the successor to that device. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the other pictures. I mean, I like the form factor, there's nothing wrong with it. Let's see, it's what, 7 millimeters thick, which seems good. 10.5 inches across, or 266 millimeters. 7.2 height, or 182 millimeters. Pretty standard as these kinds of tablets go. Again, I'm much happier with this aspect ratio than a 16:9 or a 16:10, so I'm very happy. And just to clarify my comment there, with a 16:9 or 16:10, I don't have a device with me with an aspect ratio, but it gets hard to hold when you're holding it long ways like this. It gets hard to hold from the side. It's very awkward how the weight works. iPad, because they're more squarish, are a bit easier to hold. Let's see, what's the next picture we have? Somebody's just using it. Okay, standard picture. This is Clip Studio Paint that we're seeing in this photo. And this UI, I'm thinking it is. And I think the UI is Clip Studio Paint's simple mode that's adapted for tablets, optimized for tablets. Android, we'll find out which Android version. It's normal Pro Pen 3, happy to see that. We will investigate pen compatibility. Okay, so we've gone through all the basic pictures. Let's just talk about the price. It's $450. I've already ordered it. Okay, it is in stock, at least in the US. So I've ordered it. So we'll see when it arrives. Now, let's go back and take a look at some of the specs. Oh, it looks like there's some other pages for this. Let's take a look at some of the other pages, then we'll get to the specs. Where is one of the other pages here? Hang on. Oh, there's another page here. What is this one? This is getting started. Okay, they're doing the same theme with the artwork, except now they have a little beetle, or not a beetle. Actually, I don't know what it is. A ladybug on the Pro. I love this artwork. I will, of course, recognize it is beautiful artwork, and I'm glad they have that. This is how to set up the Movink. Okay, what's the other link? Which is, I'm gonna drag this over. Oh, it's like a FAQ. So we'll take a look at all of this stuff. Thank you so much, Cube, for adding these. The tablet kitten has pointed out some interesting information, which we'll get to later as well. Android 14. I think Android is up to 15 now, and 16 should be coming out soon. So a little surprised that this is Android 14. I don't know how this works with the Android devices. Are we guaranteed an upgrade to 15? Can we install 16 eventually? I hope so. And another thing to point out, yeah, this is 2 versions out of date on release. I am a little bit shocked by that, but we'll see. And by the way, this isn't even the only pen computer we're going to talk about today. XP Pen has stealth released their own Android tablet today, which is highly confusing because they're not making a big deal of it, at least in the US market. So we'll talk about that. In addition to the MovinkPad 11. Okay, let's go to where the specs are. Let's take a look. Where would this be? Screens, tablets. Sometimes, their website doesn't get updated complete. Okay, it is here. MovinkPad 11. And let's take a quick look at the features. So, all in one design, 11-inch Android 14, 8 gigabytes of memory, 128 gigabytes of storage. I have to be honest, I'm a little surprised that the memory isn't more than this, both in terms of the memory and the storage. I would expect more, given that people are going to want to, draw with this device. Comes with the Pro Pen 3, that's fine. Oh, Cube, there's specs at the very bottom of the store page. Okay, I will take a look at that as well. Quick Draw Ready. Oh yeah, I was wondering what Quick Draw meant. It looks like, let me hide this comment. Tap and hold the pen on screen to instantly launch Wacom Canvas. So it looks like there's an application called Wacom Canvas, which you will need to investigate. So they're saying start sketching the moment illustration strikes, just like opening a sketchbook. Seamlessly transition to other apps to refine your drawing. So they're emphasizing you can get into drawing very quickly. Best in class pen performance. Well, I agree with this. There's no doubt about that. Designed for MovinkPad, the slim barrel version of the Pro Pen 3, 8,000 levels of pressure, 3 buttons. That's a standard Pro Pen 3, nothing special. This is the model that has the 3 nibs stored in the back. So this isn't the version of the Pro Pen 3 that comes with the, where you can adjust the weight. Paper-like drawing experience. Well, okay, let's read it, then I'll give my feedback. Bright, sharp display with matte etched glass surface that feels like paper, with subtle texture that reduces glare and fingerprints, so you can focus on creating without distractions. Seems reasonable. I would just say this for anyone who's watching. The phrase paper-like or just like paper, these kind of phrases, they're used all the time for products like this. To be honest, I have never encountered any tablet that literally feels like paper. When phrases like paper-like are used, more often it just means there is a subtle texture so that your pen won't feel slippery like an iPad. But I would never confuse this with the feeling of drawing on paper. Thin, light, and portable, 1.3 pounds, lighter than most laptops, of course. Easily fits in bags. Oh, look at this. Supports popular digital pens. Dr. Grip, Lamy, Stettler. So what does that tell us? They've subtly mentioned that these UD EMR pens are compatible. That's very important. That's very important. Okay, and let's take a look. There's some other sort of summary items here. Android 14, resolution 22 by 1440. Okay, a little bit of a surprise. A little bit of a mystery too, because the Movink 13 is just a full HD 1920 by 1080 resolution. This has more resolution for a smaller display, so it means it has a higher pixel density. I'm very happy about higher pixel density, but I just, makes me think the Movink should have had more pixel density as well. Front and back cameras, okay, good to point that out. I hadn't noticed that. 7,700 milliamp hour battery. Is that what MAH stands for? Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections, of course, I expect that. Oh, Hera, thank you so much for informing me about the compatible pens. I see it now, and I'll take a look. Okay, so that's that. Digital sketchbook. They talk about the glare here. They are specifically saying there's a Wacom Canvas app. So they talk about this app as perfect for sketching. Interesting. Slim, light, and portable. Okay, anything else here? Included software. Wacom Canvas. The perfect digital sketchbook for doodles, note-taking. So it's very simplified, only pencil, eraser, and ink. To limit distractions, they say. And there's another app called Wacom Shelf. Do you see that? Saves everything for easy access. So some kind of drive, I guess, where you can see all your canvases stored, I guess. Edbot, it's not clear if there's a desktop mode. I don't think it doesn't mention anything about it. Nothing like Dex, and the future Android desktop mode is only part of Android 16. So it sounds like it doesn't, but we'll keep an eye out for that. Oh, and also, yeah, it doesn't mention anything about compatibility with pen tablets. Jerry Meehan asks, what is the front-end OS for it, Android? It looks like it's just normal Android. So it doesn't look like it's specialized in some way. But it does look like, these apps that they have included are just standard Android apps that they've optimized to launch, but it's not like a specialized Wacom Android. Okay, let's keep taking a look. What's included? USB to USB, a charging cable, a USB. So notice they specifically say it's a charging cable, not a data cable. That's interesting. Wacom Pro Pen 3 with slim barrel nib holder. Replacement nibs, 3 felt nibs, interesting. And what's, besides the charging cable, which does not say it can carry data or a display, the reason that's interesting for me is, we'll see this when we talk about the XP Pen tablet I just mentioned a few minutes ago. I want to know if this thing supports DisplayPort in. In other words, can you use this tablet as either a display plugged into your computer, or can you use it like a Cintiq? They haven't mentioned that. We'll see. Maybe it will work that way. We will see. Looks like Hera, thanks Hera for trying to search for it. Okay, so you don't see it on the Google Play Store. Okay. Oh, but you're looking on the phone. Maybe it only shows up on this device. Okay. Tablet Kitten says, I'm worried about Android updates. I don't expect it to go past Android 15. I don't know how the Android ecosystem works. Does each OEM, each manufacturer of a tablet, decide their own update policy? Or is it enforced by Google so that they just keep on getting more Android versions? So Tablet Kid is wondering if the bootloader can be unlocked. I don't know. Really surprised says the USB-C port is USB 2.0. Oh, it says that in the spec somewhere? Not a good sign, because that means that we're not going to be able to get display port in or use this as a pen display. Disappointing. Oddness. I'm not convinced this is a white label tablet because of the small rubber feet on the back side, 4 corners. It's a very rare design. And yeah, Tablet Kit, and I would agree with you. Doesn't seem like there's much hope for DisplayPort in, which, as we talk about the XP Pen tablet, is very important. Okay, the full tech specs are here. Let's see. I'm trying to click the plus button. Okay, size 11-inch. So 8 bits per color channel, so 24-bit color. Resolutions here. IPS panel, so it's not an OLED. So this again is a little bit of confusion. The Movink has an OLED panel, but the MovinkPad has an IPS panel. I'm not complaining. I personally don't feel like I need OLED displays, but it's just another element of inconsistency. The glass surface is described as AF plus AG. AG means anti-glare, AF I think means anti-fingerprint. I believe this is how they describe the new Cintiq 2025 models as AF plus AG. Active area 9.6 by 6.3. So roughly speaking, this is the size of an Intuos Pro Medium in terms of active area. Aspect ratio is 3.2 as I guessed. Viewing angles 170 degrees horizontal and vertical. Seems like what I expect. Color gamut coverage. Seems like a basic sRGB device. None of these advanced color modes that we see in the Cintiq Pros. And Tablet Kitten says the MediaTek G99, that's the processor. I take it you're not impressed with the processor. Contrast ratio 1200 to 1, which is okay, I guess. Brightness 400 nits, which is good. Lots of pen displays are like 250 nits, so this is fine. Okay, let's take a look. Weight 1.3 grams or pounds. Cables, again, a 1 meter USB-C to USB power cable. Get some documents. Okay, let's take a look at the compatible accessories. There's a special case with a stand. I'm a little curious why 2 different USB-C cables are listed, or I guess it's just communicating you can also use the other cable. There's another kind of, there's the stand by itself. ProPen 3, ProPen 3E, and I can't remember. Is the ProPen 3E the one with the eraser or something? I just can't remember what 3E means. Let's see, Tablet Kitten says G99 is a low-end processor and was released several years ago, if I recall correctly. Let's see, several power adapters for different countries. Yeah, you can use the ProPen 3, and the ProPen 3 has these additional accessories like these different grips. And it has multi-touch, of course, which is what we'd expect. Oh, pressure levels, 8,000, fine. 3 switches on the pen, meaning buttons, fine. Nothing really surprising here. It does support tilt, 60 degrees, like all tablets have supported for decades now. Pen resolution is 5080 lines per inch. That is 200 lines per millimeter. Pretty standard value. So nothing surprising here in terms of core drawing tablet specs. Okay. Now, let's take a look here, and where was the other page I saw that Cube sent? Oh, here's okay, let's take a look at this. There's setup device, update device, register device. We'll take a look, but right now I'm really interested in Wacom Canvas. Wacom Canvas is a simple tool that allows you to easily enjoy sketching. You can capture inspiration anytime, anywhere, as soon as it strikes. Quick drawing function will launch Wacom Canvas by tapping and holding the pen. So I guess you have to do, if you just want to start using Wacom Canvas, you just do this and hold it for a second. Okay. I personally am not a huge fan of press and hold gestures because I don't like them on Windows, so I'm a little skeptical about this, but we'll see. But that was Windows, right? Maybe I won't be irritated with it on this device. You can also open Sketch in Clipstudio Paint. Open the Sketch. Okay, so you can start in Sketch and then move to Clipstudio Paint. Get it? I get it. And what about, I wish they had screenshots here. We'll take a look at a video that they published as well. Wacom Shelf, an app that lets you view a list of past works and reference images needed for your creations. So it seems like optimized for a little bit of storage for what you draw, but also as a reference tool. You can filter and display sketches, works in progress, and completed pieces. And there's another app, Wacom Tips. Oh, this is like a friendly suggestion thing. Okay, fair. Okay. And then there's one more page. Let's take a look at the, looks like a FAQ list. Where can I see the EULA? Okay, we don't care about EULAs because no one reads EULAs. Does the Wacom automatically save my drawings? Let me zoom this in a little bit. I think people probably need some help seeing this. Does the Wacom canvas automatically, they misspelled automatically, save my drawings? And no shade there, I misspell things all the time. It happens. Yes, if the image is not saved while drawing, it will be saved automatically when the application is closed or transitions to the background. Okay, so and it saves as a PNG file. Is it possible to change the thickness of the pen and eraser on a Wacom canvas? Oh, I think they're saying the drawing size of the pen and eraser in Wacom canvas. So, it looks like you can't alter the size of the brush or the size of the eraser with Wacom canvas because they're saying it is designed to be a limited tool. So maybe it's pressure sensitive, but you don't get control over it. And they're saying once you've captured something, then any real editing you should do in Clip Studio Paint. Says, it's a Wacom Etch-a-Sketch. Okay, basically. I mean, I think, okay, I can see your point. Let's see, JL says, seems cool, but I don't know if it's worth $450. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, ultimately for any Android device, my question is always, well, why should I buy it, instead of a Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE, which is about the same price? And one reason for this tablet is the pen is better. I mean, this Pro Pen 3 is better than the S Pen, but for a device that's supposed to be about drawing, the specs of the processor and storage and memory don't seem specifically optimized for that. Now, admittedly, maybe Android devices need less to do some basic drawing, but I was expecting maybe a little more. Let's see, Cube points out only IP52 dust water resistance. This means it can be damaged from spraying or splashing water and isn't even entirely dust protected. Okay, normally I don't pay attention to that spec, so that's interesting to know. Is it possible to change a file name in Wacom Shelf? No, you can't change the file names. Where are my files saved? Okay, you can find out by looking at the details in the app. Battery saving mode. Sure, there is one apparently. Can I place magnets or metal objects that can be magnetized near it? Please avoid, they say. Please avoid. Okay, I agree. What is the supported optional accessories that can be used? Okay, we went through a list. We can look at another list in a second. Where's the serial number? How to use the QR code reader by camera. Okay, so it doesn't support automatic QR codes, but I guess its camera will understand QR codes if you try it with it, I guess. Okay, they're really talking about Wacom Canvas, Wacom Shelf. I'm really hoping for more about the tablet itself. Oh, how to charge it? Yeah, use the USB Type-C cable. The power adapter is not included. Okay, interesting. Repair service guide. Okay, there's no end user repairing. You're gonna have to contact support. Do I need to register? They recommend it apparently. What are the press specifications? We went through that. Looks like you can control some navigation behavior of the app, of the tablet. Not entirely sure what this means. How to wake the Wacom MovinkPad without the power button. When the MovinkPad is in sleep mode, you can wake it by tilting it forward. I hope I'm reading this correctly. It sounds like there's no power button, but that seems weird. And they're saying you can wake it by tilting it forward. I guess that means like this. or by tapping it, I guess, with your finger or the pen. So that's interesting. I'll take a look at the photos again. I don't recall a power button, but yeah, it sounds like there may not be. Dark theme, refresh rate. Not clear what the refresh rate is. I didn't recall seeing it in the specs. We'll research. What are the preset pen switch settings? Oh, this is interesting. It's very important to know this. So the pen has 3 buttons. So it says what the assignments are. I think this is customizable, so we'll have to check. Okay, what pens are compatible? Oh, here's the list. They paste in Discord. So, Pro Pen 3, a bunch of UD EMR pens, which is good. What I don't see listed, which is curious, are the Pro Pen 2, the grip pen, etc. Now, they may still be possible, but it's not listed here. So that's a little confusing. It's a little bad, actually, because the grip pen is, what, $50? The Pro Pen 3 is $130. So if you want a good drawing experience because you lost your Pro Pen 3, it's nice to have the grip pen around that's compatible. In any case, they haven't mentioned it, so I'll have to test this out when I get the tablet. I don't know when it's going to arrive. I ordered it literally half an hour ago, so we'll see. Okay, let's go back. What is Wacom Shelf pre-installed? Okay, we already went through this already. Touch gestures. Oh, look at this. So I guess I was wrong. The question was, can the pen buttons be customized with the Wacom MovinkPad 11? The answer is no. They just have preset functions. Okay, so I missed that earlier. Okay, interesting. So far, let me just accept the cookies. Let's see if there's anything else here. There was a video they published, so let's go find it. Hang on a second. Where did I paste it? Now this is from, actually, first let's check their normal YouTube channel. Okay, so there is an English language version of the video. Fantastic. And I'm going to paint this, sorry, not paint it, I'm going to paste it into the Discord. Just so, because the one I painted was originally Japanese in the Discord. So let me paste that. English version of video. And I will paste this here for everyone in the audience as well, in the YouTube chat. Let's take a look. Yeah, about the price was announced, and it's $450. Yeah, if it's for simple sketching, I agree with you. If that's your usage intention, you're probably better off going with a Galaxy Tab, honestly. Now, if you're really drawing, even though obviously this supports the Pro Pen 3, the case has to be made, like, do you really need the Pro Pen 3 for drawing with this tablet? If you're just sketching, you may not. And then I think the case for using this goes down a bit. And don't get me wrong, I just like Atlas is saying, yeah, I wish I could use a Pro Pen with my Galaxy Tab because it's a better pen, right? Okay, we're gonna watch the video. Let me turn off the sound effects, the music, and let me make sure you can hear the system audio. So let me unmute the system audio, and then I'm just gonna see if you can hear it. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here. Wacom Pro Pen 3, same tool, loved by the pros. I think that's fair to say it's loved by the pros. Yeah, so I'm glad they're emphasizing the Pro Pen 3. Okay, and so she did something. I think she did the press and hold gesture, and that was set to launch the whatever this app is called, Wacom Canvas, I think. Oh, did you see that? Let's take a look. This is a very short video. We're almost done with it, actually. Let me go back here. I want to show you what she clicked on. So she's clicking on something here, a share button. And when she clicks on that, okay, now there's a zoom in here. And it says continue drawing in Clip Studio Paint or export as PNG. And yeah, really surprised there is no art on the box, apparently. We'll take a look again, but yeah, I don't recall anything, which is a shame. So they're like, whatever you've drawn here, we'll send it to Clip Studio Paint. Okay, so it just automatically opens up. Okay, that was a short video. Nothing really crazy there. Let's go back to the beginning because really surprised asked if there's no art on the box. Let's confirm that. So, okay, she just got a family text message. Okay, well, this is the art, and it looks, if you look really carefully, it's like a sketch of the MovinkPad on the MovinkPad box. Yeah, it's not like normal line art. It's actually like a pencil type drawing of the MovinkPad. Hey, at least it's better than abstract geometric shapes in black ink. At least there's some creativity here. Though I miss color. I miss some color. Let's see. I like that they show a large brush and multiple layers being used. Good point. Good point, actually. You want to see sorry, I'm trying to find the multiple layers here. Yeah, here we go. Lots of layers, actually. Right? And the brush size looks to be set to, let me close this comment. So lots of layers here, and the brush size looks to be set to 6. I think this is the brush size, but I cannot read Japanese, so if anyone thinks I'm wrong, let me know. I think this is a 600 pixel brush, which I think is a relatively large brush. Brown box to white box, yeah, that is innovation. Edbot says the woman in the video must be small because yeah, actually that's actually a good point. It seems like it's not a big tablet. We know that, and you know but she must be small if she's interacting with it in this way. Thank you for confirming, Cube, that it does say brush size. Let's see. Hera says, For serious drawing and portability, I think the OG Movink is still going to be better. The MovinkPad seems good for students though. Yeah, this could be a very good note-taking device. And on that topic, people ask me all the time, which drawing tablet should you get for note-taking? And I never recommend pen displays or pen tablets. I always say, either get an iPad or a Samsung Galaxy Tab, S9 FE. This could fill that slot very easily. Now, one of the things I think about when you're picking between, let's say, any standalone tablet like an iPad or a Movink is, you have to wonder what happens if you need help from support, like the device is broken or needs to be replaced. And Samsung and iPad their devices aren't 100% reliable. They're not bad. It's just like all brands have some problems with some devices. So you have to understand how well support's going to work. So the question I would have is, and I've never had a problem with my Samsung devices or my Apple iPads, if you crack the screen or you break it, what actually happens next, right? Like, do you have to send it back to Wacom in Japan to get it repaired, or what? I don't know what happens with the Samsung either, but these are questions you sort of have to know. Harris says 2064 by 1334 canvas size is quite small though. Okay, so it's not a big canvas. Good point. Let's see, Philip, DSS. Yeah, it sounds like you're saying it seems like very mid specs, but we get this really amazing Pro Pen 3. Oddness, I didn't see anything but the pen attaching magnetically, and I didn't see them listed either. I suspect it would not be attaching magnetically because having anything that would work that way might damage the EMR components in the pen. Let's see, lack of RAM and storage is quite unfortunate. I wonder if it can be modded. I have no knowledge of modding, how to do that even. So we'll have to see about that. Okay. Okay, so getting back to what I was saying, yeah, I could see myself recommending this for note-taking maybe, but if that's what you're doing, you really don't need a Pro Pen. So then, what's the advantage over a Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 or an F9 FE, right? I think it's not easy for me to understand. Now maybe, again, I ordered the tablet. I literally ordered the tablet half an hour ago. Don't know when it's going to arrive, and we'll do a standard unboxing and testing live stream when I get the tablet. But I'll be curious about that. I'll be very curious on how I feel about it versus the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. I don't think this is a more I don't think it's a more powerful tablet. It's not spec'd to be more powerful, so I think I'll probably like it. I just don't think I'll be spectacularly overwhelmed by any aspect of it. Though the pen clearly is better. There's no doubt about that. Let's see, Harris says, would be great to see them release a MovinkPad Pro. I would love to see a bigger one, yeah. Now, to be fair, as these start getting bigger, they get harder to deal with as a mobile device. Like, I have a 13-inch iPad Pro, and it's kind of unwieldy in some circumstances where the 11-inch works much better. For example, I find it difficult to draw in bed. I find it's harder to hold because it's larger and heavier, right? So there's a case to be made that 11 inches may be the sweet spot actually for a lot of mobile computers like this. Oh, now Otness, you raise a great point here, which is as a gift for someone who likes to draw, $400, $450, it's a much lower price than any iPad, plus the $100 Apple Pencil. So that's a great point. It would be, if someone is really drawing, this would be more convenient for them for a couple of reasons. Number one, you're right, it does cost less. Number two, it gives you the full normal Wacom Pro experience for drawing. And it's an excellent pen. And it comes with the tablet, right? And it's no more expensive than the Apple Pencil Pro, which is also $130. So yeah, this could be good for that reason. But again, you have to really need what this pen can offer, because that's the primary difference. It's a Cube. Cube has proposed an alternate or some other naming or other tablets. Moving Slab 32. Moving Slab, I like it. Okay, let's take a look and see if we can see any other. Oh, there are actually comments here. So someone's talking about the price. So it's $450. Yeah, I didn't. This person says they didn't see the refresh rate. So that's a good point. I didn't see that. I assume it's just a normal 60 hertz refresh rate. But we had no. It did not appear in the specs. Oh, someone else says they did see it, 60 hertz. Okay, interesting. Let me check the. Let me move this out of the way for a second. I want to check the. I want to check the. Oh, you didn't see what I was seeing. Okay. I was just looking at the YouTube comments. Let me open up Reddit and I'll show it to you in a second. I just want to see if anyone's noticed. I want to see if anyone has actually noticed the. Philip says it said 60-90 hertz, and so did Cube. Oh, I get it. And they can switch between to save on battery. Okay, is anyone mentioning anything here? Doesn't look like it. So how, and let me check new. Oh, this is new. Okay. You know what? I am going to go ahead and I'm going to create a post for these. Let me copy the link here. Let's create a post. I will create Wacom MovinkPad 11 announcement. Mega thread. Okay. And then I'll say video. Paste the video. And then what page was this? I got this one. I think this is one of the pages for it. Pages on Wacom.com. And then Cube had some pages, so I'm going to paste some of those in. What pens are compatible? Getting started. And support. Let us see. Let's get some bullet points there. There we go. This is the first video on Wacom's YouTube channel. And I'll just put a note. It is in stock, at least on the Wacom US store. Okay, let's post that. And I will approve it, of course. and I will add the highlights. So it'll be a mega thread. There we go. Now it's up there on top of r/Wacom. Atna says a simple one-size-fits-all solution like the MovinkPad simplifies things a great deal when recommending tablets. Yes, I would agree with you, Atnas. No grocery list saying to buy a specific Samsung tablet or specific pen. That's true, and that's a fantastic point. Like, it's an easy answer, right? Should you get a drawing tablet? And if you want a standalone tablet, the easy choice is Wacom Movink 11, right? I like that thinking. Let's see. Shady Rum says, hoping they announce the new Cintiq Pros next. Shady Rum, I have to tell you, they announced the current generation in the end of 2022 and then in 2023. Given Wacom's release timeline, I don't think we're going to see any new Cintiq Pros for 5 years. It could be less. I mean, it could be 4 years, but they don't release products fast. Don't get me wrong. I wish they would. They just don't. Maybe that'll change. But yeah, I don't think we're anywhere close to new Cintiq Pros. Konto, hey man, thanks for joining the stream. We just got we just went through a whole bunch of things with the new MovinkPad. Okay, maybe I don't like the name now. It's a lot I have to think about how to say it. MovinkPad 11. Hey, you know what? We should be happy they didn't name this the pad, the one. Sorry, I was about to say pad by one or one by pad. The pad one by Wacom. We should be happy they didn't name it that. That would have caused a lot of stress. Kanto asks, is it an Android tablet? Yes, it is. It's going to run Android 14, which we expected Android 15, but for some reason they went to Android 14. Still unclear whether it can be upgraded to Android 15. You're going to rewatch the early parts? Yeah, feel free. And if you have questions, go ahead and ask, Kanto. Don't feel shy. I mean, I do these streams for people, so if there's something I or someone in chat can help you get the right answer. Shady Rum says, I'll see how long my iPad Pro can last me. You should. You should use your iPad Pro as long as you can. You know, I'm actually doing a video series. I'm recording the script now, which is called, it's about normally I talk about buying drawing tablets. This is related. This is about upgrading a drawing tablet. My advice for upgrading is don't. Unless you absolutely have to, don't do it. Just stick with what you have and really research and make a good, strong case for upgrading. Other than that, you shouldn't have to. Yeah, one pad by Wacom. That's what I would have expected. Ben Boykma says, how's going on? Been busy working last several weeks where I can't use my headphones. Oh, well, glad you were back home and here joining us, Ben Boykmas. Movink 11? That would have caused a real disaster. A real disaster. The name makes me think this should be the Movink, and the Movink should be the new Cintiq Pro 13. Yeah, because Movink has the sense of portability and on the go, you kind of expect the name Movink to mean a standalone computer, not just a pen display. So I see your point, J.O. It's a good one. Oh, I forgot about the One Plus. I forgot about that Edbot. Wacom Move by Pad and Ink 1 plus 10-inch. Let's see, Nikki. I'd have to wait for reviewers to get this product so I can get an idea about the weight. iPad mini 7th gen weighs about half. Really? There's that big a difference? Oh, that's the iPad mini though. Okay, okay. So they said like what, 1.13 pounds for this one? Doing the Pro Pen 3 puts it above all the competitors. Well, we're going to get into that topic in just a little bit. We'll see. Let's see, Adna says, oh, so this is a bit heavier than the Samsung? By a few grams. Okay, so not much. Price, Conto, it's listed in US dollars as $450, which is competitive. It is competitive. That's about the same as the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. Let's take a look actually. Amazon Galaxy Tab S9 FE. I think these are very similar prices. This is a renewed version. I think this is probably this says 400. So they're close enough in price. And if you look at the price, some are 430, 450, but this one's 400. Oh, and this is for the 128 gigabyte version. If I click it up to 256, the price goes up to what? Unavailable? Okay, let's try another. That's interesting. That seems like a weird jump in price. $640 for the 256 gigabyte version. Actually, yeah. I think $450 is more than normal price though. Yes, being a battery-free pen is very important. Okay, and let me check the Discord chat to see if there's any other things people have posted. Okay, I think or any other comments. GP, this is the question of the day. Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE or this new Wacom tablet. For note-taking, it doesn't matter, but if you already have a Samsung, then you might want to stick with that brand. If you want to do like art, because this has a better pen, I'd probably pick this tablet, right? And again, I don't know how well support is going to work in either direction. Okay, so let me just checking the other comments in the Discord. Okay, now we have another topic which is endlessly confusing, and we'll keep talking about this as well. I'm just using the Wacom as a way of bringing up this other topic. Okay. That's right, Konto, this is not an OLED screen, this is an IPS panel. Okay, and so we're gonna have to go to XP Pen. Okay, I have the Magic Notepad. It's okay, fine, nothing too out of the ordinary. They also have the Magic Drawing Pad, okay? Now this is gonna get confusing, so you have to bear with me. They've released a new one, a new Magic Drawing Pad. And in some markets, it seems like they even label it Gen 2. In the US, they don't seem to indicate it at all, okay? It looks, I think, exactly the same, but a couple of specs have changed. And let's just talk about what those are. So the first one of interest is, and I don't know the difference in every spec because I can't find the old version now, so I can't make a clear diff. So here's one of the specs that changed. Oh, where is it? Hang on. This is such I hate when pages scroll like this. Oh, even I'm confused. I'm looking for a very key feature. that somehow I can't find now. Okay, let me try finding. Clicking Control F, find. DP. Okay, now I'm ultra confused because I'm not even sure. They may have changed their specs again. And we may be looking at the old tablet. It's so confusing. Let me go back to their main page and see if I can notice the difference. Products. Sorry, you can't see what I'm seeing. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to find the Magic Notepad. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce Ziku. I don't have the exact specs, but apparently the upgrades are CPU and Android upgrade from 12 to 14. But the biggest change is the pen upgrade from the no-tilt MDP pen styles to desktop XP Pen Slim. Okay, that's correct. That is one of the big changes. Or sorry, those are two of the big changes. The change from Android 12 to 14, and then the pen. And now that we know the Android version, let's see if we can determine which one this is. Okay? So the one that's listed right now, it says X3 Pro Pencil 2, which I think is the new one. And I'm looking. Android 14, okay. The fact that it says Android 14 means this is the new one. Okay, great. Now, what I'm not seeing here is the other feature I mentioned, or I hinted at. So I'm going to search again. Oh darn, this is the Magic Notepad. My mistake. I want the Magic Drawing Pad. Notepad, Drawing Pad. Let's take a look. Specs. Let's take a look. Okay, so in further confusion, this is the old version, Android 12. Let's take a look at the pen. So we have it in our, where is it? Is the pen listed here? They don't exactly name the pen, but because it says Android 12, this is the old version. So there is a new Magic Drawing Pad coming, and you know, the best way for me to find it maybe is going to the XP Pen subreddit and searching down from top of new, and we'll find it. Someone did have okay, hang on. So I don't have to bore you. I'm gonna look for it off camera and then I'm gonna bring it back up to you. Let's see. I think I may have saved it somewhere, so I just need to find it. Okay, I think I found it. Okay. Isn't it bad when you try to see a page that you saw before and now you can't see it anymore? Okay. So here's the Reddit post that I saw 3 days ago. Notice what it says. This is the title of the post. There's apparently a Gen 2 Magic Drawing Pad. And look at the screenshot. It literally says Magic Drawing Pad Gen 2. Now, what I understand based from Tablet Kitten is the following. In China, this thing seems to be fully released. But in other regions, it's not, for some strange reason. Okay. Now, what I point out here is that there's one key feature of this Gen 2 version, which is not there in the Gen 1, and that is this DP-in, DisplayPort in. And if I take a look at the XP Pen store, maybe that was the reason I wasn't seeing it. I was looking at the main page. If you look at the store, and then I scroll down, what do you see? Let's keep getting there. So there's the Pro Pen. Gotta scroll all the way down. This thing is gonna scroll. I hate this. You see how this, as I scroll down, the pictures are going up and down? Let's take a look here. Okay. I'm looking for evidence this is the new version. There we go, Android 14, okay? This is the new one. And I'm looking then for the other feature I mentioned, which is DisplayPort in. It's important you see it because it gives you something new and interesting, okay? So let's find it again. Yeah, here we go. That took forever for me to find. Under the section that says your all-around creativity assistant, let's zoom in. And of course it navigated me. Okay, the Magic Drawing Pad, this is the Gen 2 version. The Gen 2 version supports the DP-in function. DP means DisplayPort in via its Type-C port, allowing it, this is the important part, allowing it to act as a secondary screen for your laptop. That's okay? So at least you can use this as another screen for your laptop or desktop PC. That's good, that's awesome. That's part one. Part two is, and they don't say it in the language I would choose to say it, so we have to be careful about interpreting this. Paired with the X3 Pro Pencil, it enables reverse control, making it easy to take notes and draw. Now, what does this imply? Again, I would not say this phrase like this, so that's why I'm very confused. We already know, it's very clear it can be used like an external monitor, secondary screen. But this sentence implies you can use this Gen 2 Magic Drawing Pad as a pen display. Okay? In other words, you can use it like an XP Pen Artist, you know, Artist 13 or Artist 11 or something. That's interesting. That's very interesting to me. And this is a thing I've always wanted, that we'd have one device that I could use standalone, but also, and Konto asks, in pen tablet mode. Well, Konto, it could be pen tablet mode, but I think the screen is on. So you can just use it like a pen display mode, basically. Now maybe you can also use it in pen tablet mode, unclear. Now the good news is I ordered this tablet last week, so this tablet is coming. It is coming tomorrow. So tomorrow I am going to do a live stream unboxing and testing of this, and we're going to try all these scenarios. Okay? We're going to try it, and this will be a good preparation to do a little bit of a comparison between the XP Pen Magic Drawing Pad and the MovinkPad 11. Okay, now Edbot mentions and says it costs the same as the MovinkPad, and this looks like a far better deal. And again, we're going to ignore support and reliability. We're going to ignore all those things because I won't know. We're looking at specs. What this means for us is this is seemingly like the better value, because not only do I get an Android 14 tablet, which is on par with the Movink, and I get a good pen, I also get the ability to use it like a secondary monitor, and I think we'll be able to use it like a pen display. So that's giving me more features out of one device. I like that. I like that a lot. So what's the scenario I'm thinking about, right? Think of it like this. You've got and again, I'm thinking this is what they're saying. You've got your laptop, because you're traveling or whatever, and you've got this thing plugged in. You're just using like a pen display, okay? Or maybe it's not a laptop. You're at work and you're just using like a pen display doing something, and you want to do drawing on the go. You just unplug it and go and start using it. That's the idea, right? You can use it in both ways. I'm very excited about that. Now, that doesn't mean everything is totally optimized and simple. Like, if it's working like a pen display and you use it with a laptop or some computer, Windows is running there, okay? So if you unplug it, you're switching computers. So what does that mean? If you're working on something, let's just say in Clip Studio Paint, you obviously want the Clip Studio Paint drawing to carry over. Now, how does that work? How I would do it is I would put the Clip Studio Paint drawing in OneDrive that's synced across devices. That's how I do it, because we're switching operating systems in the middle of the unplugging, right? So that's the thing we need to figure out, and that's what we'll try tomorrow. Edbot says the pen display support makes it kind of future-proof. Yes, if they really are supporting pen display mode for this, it'd be really nice, right? Look, it's not a super large tablet. I think it's still only 11 inches, but it adds more utility to it. So for $450 or whatever this costs, actually let's double check the cost. Scroll up. Yeah, it's listed as $500. Oops, so you're not seeing the right thing. Hang on. It's listed as $500, discounted to $425, which is $25 less than the Wacom MovinkPad 11. Oh, and this is actually bigger. This display is 12.2 inches. The MovinkPad 11 is 11 inches. So you're getting a bigger display. It's costing $50 less. I don't think the RAM is any different. Yes, Cube, CSP does have their own cloud thing. I've used it. It's not bad, but it's just more convenient for me to use OneDrive. So that's what I tend to use, since it works across all devices, and I'm very familiar with how it syncs. Let's scroll down, just see if we notice anything else that's interesting here. Okay, it's a normal pen, the X3 Pro pen, so these are good specs there. Same sRGB as the Movink 11. Oh, and it's a 3:2 aspect ratio, which again is really good because it's more comfortable to hold, okay? A Samsung Galaxy Tab, like an S9, is more like the one on the left. It's awkward to hold when you're doing landscape. Now here you get 3 months free membership for Clip Studio Paint. I believe with the Movink 11 it was 2 years? Did I get that right? Let's see, Nikki's asking a question. Have you used the pen that the MovinkPad comes with? How well does it do against Apple Pencil? Yeah, that's the Pro Pen 3, and it's excellent. I mean, it's better than the Apple Pencil, easily. easily. Now the Apple Pencil is very good. Some people don't like it for some reasons, but in terms of core, how it just works for drawing, it's excellent. But the Pro Pen 3 is better. Let's see. They don't mention, I noticed these little dots here at the bottom. And I don't know if, I guess that's for maybe a keyboard cover type thing. Or a dock maybe, but they didn't list any accessories like that. Anyway, I'm getting both this and the Movink 11, so, both are going to be interesting for me. Okay, I need to take a quick break. I need to get some water. I'll be right back. Just a few minutes. Okay, I am back. Let's take a look at some of the comments in the chat. Looks like Hera has used the Clip Studio Paint's cloud system. I've never used it for, I have used it for keeping files, but mostly, actually, what I do use it for is synchronizing settings. I have a lot of computers, and I actually have multiple Clip Studio accounts, and I use it as a way of making sure my shortcuts I really customize the shortcuts in Clip Studio. So I back up the settings to the cloud, and then whenever on a new computer, I restore the settings. This is really helpful for me because I customize it so much. I use a toolbox, so the toolbox is dependent on those settings I made for the shortcuts in Clip Studio Paint. So the ability for the cloud to synchronize that, or at least make it possible and easy, is very important for me. Let's see. It says ProPen 3 is better than the Apple Pencil Pro, but nothing has matched Procreate's line prediction. That is true. That is true. In fact, I will admit to you that I think Procreate's line prediction is so good that it can give you a somewhat misleading sense of how good the Apple Pencil is. I used to think that all the low latency of the Apple Pencil was due to the Apple Pencil hardware. Some of it is, I do believe that. But now I'm starting to discover it's actually a good amount of it, maybe most of it, is because of Procreate, and that it matters that much. Vishal, the key thing about this tablet that's better than the iPad, from my perspective, is it uses, fundamentally, it's not as powerful as an iPad. We should make sure that's clear. But where it's better, clearly, is the drawing experience, because the ProPen 3 is better. There's no doubt about that. And it's better in two ways. Number one, it just has a higher pressure range. It works more like a normal drawing tablet, because it is a normal drawing tablet pen technology. And if you're used to any of the Wacom devices that are professional, like this one will give you that same experience. Is the screen as good? Probably not. I don't think so. Does it have as much RAM? I'm not sure. I think probably the same or less. So, but the way in which it's clearly better is the drawing experience. That is the truth. Let's see. The UG brand and XP Pen brand are subsidiaries of the same company. That's Hanbon UG. That's why their Android tablets even have the same processor. However, UG targets the lower class and XP Pen in the middle. Yeah, that sounds about right, GP. Middle class in terms of quality, that's why they form differently, even though they use the same technology. I would like to understand, are there more differences, if I can quantify them, between UG and XP Pen? Oh, Kanto, you raised a great point. Apple Pencil does have barrel rotation. So that's going to be one of my questions, because in the specs for this tablet, they listed the ProPen 3, but they didn't, as I recall, list any of their Pro Pens, like ProPen 2. They didn't list the Grip Pen, and they didn't list the Art Pen. And the Art Pen supports barrel rotation. So I'm going to test all those pens out. If we are lucky, even though they didn't say it, if we are lucky, they may support barrel rotation with the Art Pen. We'll see. That would be really nice. That would be really nice. Nikki says, if there was an 8-inch version, I'd consider that over the iPad Mini 7. Okay. So the size seems to be an important, because it's more portable, I guess, Nikki. Vishal, the key difference, I think there are three that come off the top of my head. Number one, the pressure range is much wider on the ProPen 3. It's like 700 gram force. Apple Pencil is like 500 gram force. They're both excellent, but the ProPen 3 is wider, and wider gives you more control over your strokes. So that's one thing. Number two, the buttons. So the Pro Pen 3 has 3 buttons, and they're normal buttons. The Apple Pencil doesn't have buttons in the same way. I think there is some sort of touch gesture you can have with it, but I think if you're used to a drawing tablet pen, you will not like the fact that the Apple Pencil does not have buttons. That'll be weird. Also, well, the Pro Pen 3 doesn't have it, but the Pro Pen 2 does. Erasers. It does have an eraser feature. Apparently, XP Pen's Magic Drawing Pad has Wacom Pro Pen 2 support. Hera, I think you're referring to one or more people have tried the Pro Pen 2 with certain XP Pen tablets, and they are compatible to some extent. So, for example, you can't, I believe it was Tablet Kitten was telling me, you can't get all the pressure levels when you're using a Pro Pen 2. Like you can't get 16,000 pressure levels, so you'll get like 8,000, I guess. I haven't tried it out myself. I believe that they're partially compatible, but I don't really like to mention that so often because I think it would give someone the misleading idea that, it's something you should pursue to get a Wacom Pro Pen 2 with an XP Pen tablet. I think you should stick to their individual brand tablets and pens. Okay, so I am just waiting here to see if anyone has any other questions. In the meanwhile, I'm just going to take a look at a few specs here and see if I notice anything else going on with either of these. Seem like they have very similar resolution, similar brightness. They have similar, anti-glare, anti-fingerprint, similar viewing angles. I can't speak toward the processors. I'm not so familiar with Android processors. They're both running Android 14. It was 8 gigabytes for the MovinkPad 11. Can't remember the storage, so I'll have to check. They both have front and rear cameras. Very close in terms of battery. Yeah, so overall these two are very similar devices, but the XP Pen Magic Drawing Pad 2nd generation seems to have, a few extra features that I think are important. DisplayPort in, and it seems like you can use it like a pen display. Again, we will find out tomorrow evening at the latest. Oh, Alejandro, have I tried Huiyon's Android tablets and the Magic Pad? Do you think Wacom tablet is superior? Let me answer this in pieces. First, Magic Pad. I have not tried the Magic Pad. I have the Magic Notepad, which is okay, but it was nothing special, and probably, since it didn't really distinguish itself in any way, I would have said the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE is also an equal or maybe even better choice. Have I tried the Huion Android tablets? The Huion, what do they call those? I can't remember. They're not good. They're not, was it Canvas Slate or something? They're just, they seem to be like very generic Android tablets that Huion has put their logo on. They don't even use Huion's pen technology. The PW600 pen technology from Huion is really good, but these tablets use some odd, not only do they not use Huion's latest pens, they use a different technology entirely. They use USI, I believe, which is horrible compared to EMR pens. Huion Slate, that's it, Nikki. Thank you. So the current Huion Slates, I avoid. And you can take a look at Brad Colbo's videos. He says the similar things, like they're just not great. It's one of the rare cases that I have not bought a tablet because I know how bad a USI stylus is going to be. I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to give a tablet the time of day if it does not have a quality digital pen implementation. I'm not even giving it a chance. That's part one. Part two is, again, it just seems like a generic tablet. If you're a drawing tablet manufacturer, I'm expecting you to do something special with the Android device. It can be somewhat generic, but you'd better make the pen experience great, or have a special application or something, right? The Magic Notepad from XP Pen meets those requirements because they licensed an app for it. They can use the X3 Pro pens with it, so it qualifies as they've made some effort to make it special for drawing. Now, as to your, do I think this Wacom tablet is superior? Right now, I'd say this tablet is, in general, on par with, let's say, a Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 and the Magic Notepad. The pen is better, I'm sure, based on my measurements with existing pens. But the Magic Notepad Magic Drawing Pad second generation has some features that this doesn't, because it has DisplayPort in, which I'm going to test tomorrow. So, but someone said earlier in the chat, this is kind of like now a good default answer, this Wacom MovinkPad 11. It's a good standard non-Apple answer now. That's fair. I wish it was more powerful. I don't know when Android tablets will be as powerful as these new M4 Apple iPads. Maybe some are, I don't know about them. But I'd want them to be more powerful, actually, before I say they're clearly superior. But right now, that's where I think the Wacom tablet is. It's the first compelling alternative to an Apple iPad. Let's see, Kanto says Huion canvas slates are notoriously bad. They say they're for kids and not pros. Yeah, I wouldn't get one. Like, I wouldn't even get one as a gift, honestly. Even if it's not a bad tablet, there are better choices for the same amount of money, so why bother, right? Tab S9 FE, that's a better choice. Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. Nikki says, I watched some reviews of Canvas Slate. People say they aren't good. Brad Kobo is one review I watched. Yeah. And I'll be honest, it was a disappointment for me when I saw those reviews and I thought, I'm not even going to try this tablet. And trust me, I have, outside of Wacom, I have more Huion tablets than anything else. So I was a little shocked. And I was really expecting them to take the PW600 pens and bring them to Android, but they just didn't. So, not happy with that. Yeah, Kanto, yes, this DP-in feature, and just to be clear, I mean, not only should they be able to use it like an external monitor, but also as a pen display. That has got to be the baseline in the future for all Android devices that claim to be drawing tablets. No, that has just got to be it. Because it takes this one device and essentially gives you two devices, right? Lets you use it in more scenarios. And I think, it doesn't sound like Wacom's tablet even has the hardware to support DP-in, which is a huge disappointment. In my mind, it's gonna have to be required. You know how you get those tier lists, like, S tier, A tier, B tier? Probably now, I would use that as a criteria for S tier. Like, I would not award or put something in S tier if it did not support a DP-in, DisplayPort in. Oh, Oddness has some numbers for the brightness. MovingPad 11 is 400 nits, and Moving 13 is 350 nits. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it sounds like it will be very bright. I mean, 400 is a lot, I think. 3 polygons. Good to see you, by the way. take a look. Okay, I think we went through most of the news about the Wacom. I'll still hang around for a while. I've got some chores to do, and you know what? Chores meaning Reddit posts to answer. But feel free to ask questions. Again, I do these streams for you. If you want to explore a topic, we certainly can. Good to see you, 3 Polygons. And one thing I may actually do, because tomorrow I'm going to be streaming on the Magic Drawing Pad 2nd generation. Maybe tonight, this stream, maybe I'll use this as an opportunity to try out another artistic arrival that came last week or 2 weeks ago, which is, believe it or not, something non-digital for me. I got acrylic paint markers, which I've never used. I've always been curious. What I want to do, you can see a Wacom box art back there. I have this huge piece of foam board. I want to draw some art, just something for the background, and keep it behind me. And I thought, why don't I try acrylic paint? And I saw these acrylic paint markers advertised on some YouTube channel. And I thought, oh, this could be a perfect blend of what I'm looking for. Like it should stick to the foam core, the foam board, as well as be easy to work with. Yeah, as soon as, Konto, as soon as I find out the arrival time for the package, I'll set up a stream. I'm expecting it'll be around the same time I started this stream, because that's when FedEx delivers packages to my house. Nizio Martin has joined us. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. 3 Polygons, you painted with acrylic paints, but never with acrylic markers. I haven't used acrylic paint even in over 20 years. Oh, then you came to the right stream. We've been chatting about this. So feel free to ask. We've gone through about everything, but it's fresh in our minds. So if you have any questions, just ask. I can see our Discord is very, and Cube actually brings up a really, let me see if I can just bring it up here. So on the EU site, the Magic Drawing Pad 2, Gen 2, it's listed as Gen 2, but they just don't use the Gen 2 name in the US. So strange. So strange. Oh, look at this. Oh, I like this quote from that Otten's found. The Wacom MovinkPad 11 is for people who just can't stop drawing. That's all of us, right? Said Koji Yano, Senior Vice President, Wacom Branded Business. Quick reminder, Wacom has 3 business units. One is their branded business, which means products that literally have the Wacom logo on them. And the other one is, their other business unit is like their technology unit, which I think actually works on new tech. And then there's licensing, where they license their technology. I'm not sure if the second one I mentioned, the technology business unit, actually makes money. I'm not totally sure, but the licensing one does. In fact, if I recall the last couple of investor relations meetings they have, that's actually where most of the profit is made, licensing their technology, and not in their branded business. My information could be a little out of date, but I just want to give you that context, what branded business meant. Whether you love to doodle between classes or are moving up from drawing on a smartphone screen, this portable creative pad makes it easier and more fun to just draw. And this is just the beginning. Oh, beginning? Stay tuned for what's to come in Portable and Creative Pad series. That is, does everyone see that? That's interesting. That's interesting and unexpected. Series by definition means more than one product. Could it be we might see a MovinkPad 13? Or, heaven forbid, a MovinkPad 16? Look, that's all speculation, but I'm liking what I'm reading here. I think a MovinkPad 16, so to speak, with DisplayPort in would be an amazing device. I really think it would be amazing. And then there's some other pictures that I'll just show. So I'm interested. This is a series, huh? A series. Hey, Charlie Martian, thanks for joining us. And yes, that was a very good catch. And Nizio, yes, it works with the Pro Pen 3 for sure. They didn't mention the other Pro Pens though, so I will test that when it comes in. 3 polygons, you're thinking an 18-inch Wacom pad? That would be something, huh? I think I would love that. I think I would actually love that, honestly. Again, as long as it has DisplayPort in. Ben Boykma says, let's see, I don't think people would shove a 16-inch screen in their bag. Some people would do that. 16 inches is possible, especially if it's thinner. Probably comparable to the size of a Samsung Galaxy Tab Ultra. Yeah, that's like what, 15 inches? I could see that, yeah. And 3 Polygon says, I'd buy a bigger bag, even for 22 inches. That would rock. Which makes me wonder, I saw this Samsung Galaxy Fold device. Maybe one day we'll see a foldable pen display. So, you know, maybe it's like, whatever, 11 inches folded, but then you expand it out and now it's like 22 inches or something, right? Maybe. Okay, since I'm in the mood just to stay creative, and feel free to ask about the Wacom, I'm still right here. I'm gonna go fetch my new art tech, which is that acrylic paint markers and some paper, and we're just gonna play a little bit, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And some of you noticed I changed, not my t-shirt, but I put on this hoodie, which is just a cheap hoodie I've had for like 8 or 9 years. And that's because I didn't want to get paint on my other hoodie. So this is my sacrificial hoodie, just in case there's any paint. Okay, and then I got the latest, most reliable drawing tech possible. Take a look at this. It's a new technology made of completely organic material, okay? And each one of these is a drawing tablet, a new, very eco-friendly drawing tablet. This is the thinnest drawing tablet I've ever seen. And get this, it's powered completely passively. You don't need to provide any power, so it doesn't have a battery. It just literally reflects light, right, off your ambient environment. And it's very bright white. And guess what? It supports any gamut, okay? And yeah, it has basically infinite pressure levels. And unlike every other drawing tablet technology, this has zero pointer lag. There's zero pointer lag, there's zero brush lag. Also, it works, it's open source. It works with you can make your own, and it works with any kind of pen technology that, it's amazing. Ultra low latency. So this is the and it's environmentally friendly. Some of it, you don't have to recycle it. You can you don't have to worry about it. It's not difficult to recycle. You can put it in a recycling bin. You don't have to do anything, right? So it's just amazing technology. And yeah, I can't believe we've achieved this, okay? And they're so cheap. How much do you think one of these drawing tablets cost? Right? How many? Infinite resolution, multiple color gamuts, zero pointer lag. How much do you think this costs? $1,000? $100? It's like 2 cents for each tablet. It's amazing. Flexible, supports folding. Yes, it does crease, but come on, it's 2 cents. You can use both sides. We've never even seen that in a drawing tablet, right? Yeah, Kanto, you're right, infinite resolution. 700 euros, much cheaper than 700 euros. This is the technology. I must have like 50 of them here. Okay. Now, though it's so cheap, it can't be good. Guess that this has had it's been in use for 1,000 years. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, and eco-friendly. You gotta remember it's eco-friendly. Okay. Okay, remember, we're doing something special. Now, first of all, let's just make sure my overhead is working. Okay, it is there. Look. Okay, so you can see this is the new drawing tablet. And let's see if my other, let's see if this works here. Overhead. There we go. Okay, let me clear up a little space here. Let me move my silly old digital pen, because we're gonna try these new tech pens here. Look at this. This is another one of these, and let's just pretend I'm recycling it. Just gotta do this. Look at that. It just compresses in the small space, like that. Okay. Egyptian papyrus are older. That's true. That's true. Yeah, before this technology, you know what they're painting on? Caves. You think I can fit a cave in my room? No. You can't carry a cave around, folks. You can't bring a cave with you in case you want to draw some animals. This is 1,000,000 times better than having a cave. Thank you. You guys enjoying the bit? Is it good? Foldable? Yeah, foldable. Okay, what do I got? Give me a second. Let me get my control over this camera here, okay? So you can see what I'm doing. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get, the control software for this camera here. I'm gonna turn off the stupid news on the left. Cave-free tablets. Caves don't fit in bags. Cave-free tablets. I should do an actual review, like an actual 20-minute review of this new tech, okay? I'll make up, the aspect ratio looks about 3:2 in Nizio. Looks about 3:2. It's like 8.5 by 11, so I guess that's close enough, 3:2. Okay, where is my... I'm having too much fun with this. Oops, not that. Let's see, I want to go to console and just trying to control the zoom so that, whenever I'm drawing something, I like to make sure you can see my hand, because if you can't, then it just feels really artificial to me to talk about art or drawing if you cannot see what I'm actually using, that I'm using my hands. Okay, let's move it a little bit over. I'll keep it like this and zoom it in a little bit more. Oh, good point, Arch. Zero parallax. No parallax. No parallax whatsoever. And this works like OLED, right? I mean, it's super thin. Oh, no heat. No heat, no fans. Okay, what do I got here, folks? What do I got? Oh, Konto, yeah, right. It'll secretly be a review of acrylic markers. You think I should? Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay, so this is a set of acrylic markers I bought. And let me just read this out to you. It says, you can't see it. Ohuhu. Ohuhu. It's actually got a really nice graphic on it. Wacom could learn a lesson here. And it says, kakako. I don't know what this is intended to represent here, this word kakako. And then it says acrylic markers, and then it says dual tips, bright colors, water-based, low odor, good coverage, work on most surfaces. So how many colors do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 60 colors here. Okay, now why did I get this? There's a guy on YouTube who he has like 6, maybe almost 7 million subscribers. I think he's actually famous. I didn't know this actually. Jazza, Australian guy. I have seen his name before, but the reason it popped up for me was actually he had done a review of the Magic Drawing, XP Pen Magic Drawing Pad or Notepad or something. I actually can't remember what it was, but I wasn't really too happy with that review, to be quite honest, because it seemed like too much of a lifestyle blog and not really any detail about using the tablet. Jazza. And somehow, YouTube kept playing, and I guess it just, guys, I don't do any non-digital art. Let me just get that out of the way. I don't touch a pencil. I don't touch a paintbrush. I only sign my signature as a name with a pen. That's the only thing I do. And I haven't touched paint of any kind, pencil of any kind to draw in over 20 years, okay? And it's very unusual for me. I gave up on digital. I mean, I was never good at it, so it didn't really matter, right? Oh, Edbot, yes. I went down a little bit of the rat hole on the brother, right? Seems like that's a controversial thing. Jazz has a lot of energy. I do like that. And by the way, sorry, I'm going to say something really good about this guy. He's a great singer. He's a really good singer. He sings in one of his videos. I'm always surprised when someone like they are known for something, like you know them as a cook or something, and then suddenly they just randomly start singing. You're like, oh, they're actually an excellent singer. So I am not a singer. I forced a friend to listen to me sing, and you know what she told me? She is a singer. She goes, keep practicing. Very nice of her. Okay, so he did this video, and so yeah, maybe it was a sponsored ad. I don't know. I'm not sponsored by anybody, as you know. But I really did want to try digital art because I really do want to create something nice back there, right? And yes, I could draw some stuff with the computer and have it printed, I guess, using some commercial printing service. But I thought, why not actually try to learn something, okay? So again, just to summarize, believe me, I don't have any connection to this brand either, okay? This is just me being curious. Okay, so this is my unboxing. Some of you have used acrylic paints, markers before, so let me know if there's any techniques or things to avoid. Again, this jacket is so I don't get one of my favorite hoodies messed up. Oh, so 3 polygons. Jazza has done tablet reviews. Yeah, I just saw a couple. He's very prolific. Actually, I'll just talk about him some more. Whenever I see a channel that has a couple of million subscribers, I just go to their videos list and I sort by oldest, and I start watching, not every video, but I just scan through the years backwards to see how people have developed. So it's kind of amazing. I saw his channel go, from, 1,000 subscribers or whatever, 10,000 to 1 million to wow. So that's amazing growth. See, Charlie Martian says, always put the cap on when you shake these. Okay. So first is, I'm just gonna, let me do an overhead. Actually, Art says, the HEMA YouTube sphere is so bad at the moment, I wouldn't take much about Shadowverse. Seriously, the comments are highly politically colored. His novels seem to be really bad though. Art, can you just explain to me what HEMA means? And just for the record, I don't know exactly what the issue is with his brother. All I could infer from the comments was it is something political, and Jazz's audience does not seem to appreciate it. That's all I know. And Jazz clearly does not share those opinions, whatever they are. So I don't know anything about that guy. I did see he also has a YouTube channel of 1 million or 2 million subscribers, so he himself seems to be pretty popular. So that's interesting. I shouldn't call him that guy, but that's sort of disparaging, his brother. Let's see. Historical European martial arts. The thing that Jazz's brother was channel. Got it. Thank you for clarifying. Okay, Harris says you can use them wet on wet or wet on dry if you want to draw over something without blending. Okay. Okay, let's try. Okay, before I do, I just want to give you one more piece of information that will help you understand why I'm a little curious about actual paint. It's a little bit of extra biographical detail. Have you heard of this animated series called Dragon Ball? I recently discovered it. And how I discovered it, I'm not going to get into. Let's just say I've been watching a bunch of videos on the lore of this series, or multiple series, called Dragon Ball. And I've really kind of fallen in love with the art style. Okay? And the backgrounds in Dragon Ball are, I guess they're actually painted. and it's a very old school look, at least what I saw. There's Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z Kai, there's also Dragon Balls floating around. But I actually had this idea, Ed Vod has not heard of it, to do something more traditional because I just was so into what I saw on this Dragon Ball series, right? So it's pretty cool. If you haven't heard about it, check it out. I think it's a little bit, well, I don't know. I think it's popular. I don't know. As a kid, I remember it would come on and I wasn't into it for some reason. I would just turn it off. But it looks really cool now. So I think I'm going to get an account on Crunchyroll and watch it. So that's another thing feeding into this. I actually want to try that style of art, okay? Both digitally and analog, okay? I've always been curious, for example, in anime backgrounds, how they're painted. And I understand, I wouldn't be able to replicate that here with these markers, but again, I'm just fascinated by how non-digital things look. Okay, enough yapping. Again, okay, apparently, okay, not popular. Yeah, very interesting characters. My favorite right now is this guy called Vegeta. Vegeta, yeah, and Frieza. I like all the weird characters, actually, I guess. Okay. No, I really don't know about Dragon Ball. I'm just starting to learn the lore. Okay, I'm going to take one of these. And you know what I do whenever I get a new tablet? I never read the... let's just take a look. Goku painting incoming. I will do it. I want to do a Goku painting. Talking about Shadiversity, I think he did get into doing fantasy art with AI. Oh yeah, that came up in some of the comments. To disastrous results, I wouldn't exactly call him a sophisticated artist with high taste. Got it. Thank you, Arch. I hope I'm not getting into too much YouTube art drama. Let's see. This brightness, I'm gonna have to make the color here. This looks so dark and awful, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of color correction or something here. That's a little better. Maybe, whoops. Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? It looks more like, so this is like some sort of, I don't even know what color this is, honestly. Okay, here we go. And first, I'm just gonna start drawing. Okay, nothing happened. Okay, so I think, do I have to shake this? I think I have to shake it. There's actually instructions up here. It does, I think it's saying shake it. Okay, so let's just try it out. Oh, there's something in there. You know what? I have like 50 sheets of paper, so I think I'll be okay right now. But Charlie Martian, that is a good suggestion. And next time I do it, I will definitely. I have a lot of cardboard because I get a lot of shipments, so I will try. Okay, let's just see what happens here. I can't see anything. Am I just silly? Am I just crazy here? Let's shake it some more. Okay. Am I crazy? I'm just doing some basic tests right now, so I'm okay with ruining the papers. But aren't acrylic paints water-based, so you can just like get it wet? Charlie Martian is telling me something that I should do, which I stubbornly ignored, which is read the instructions. I'm always telling everyone to read the manual, and I myself am like the worst manual reader of all. There's not a clear manual here, by the way. Okay, I'm getting an instruction in every language but English. Literally, I've seen every language but English. I see Polish, I see Dutch. Where the heck is... See German in there. Oh, how to use, here we go. When using, please shake the pen up and down to make the ink evenly mixed. You need to hear the click noise as you shake. Okay, got that. Step 2, press the pen tip down 5 to 8 times, 3 to 5 seconds each. Okay, I didn't do that. 5 to 8 times, 3 to 5 seconds each. And then draw lines on the paper. When the lines are even and smooth, then it's ready to go. Okay, we'll try that again. Primed, they need to be primed. Okay, so they said, I think they said press it down for 5 to 8 times, 3 to 5 seconds each. Okay, that was time number 1. Let's do another 5 seconds. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Man, this is a lot of setup. I didn't realize it wouldn't be like selecting a color from the palette and start drawing. Oh, I see some ink. Let me do a few more pushes. Okay, I see color. I think it's... Oh, I see the color. Can you see it? It's maybe it's a little too bright. Can you see it though? It's a little dim for you, but it's bright for me. So this is what it's like. Oh, saturation. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I have saturation not cranked up here. Okay, I've maximized it to just help you see. And let's see if this helps. And I'll zoom in a bit as well. Let's see, console. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here. I can smell it now, that's for sure. It's a very light smell, not unpleasant. You know what, it's wetter than I thought it would be. It is definitely opaque, Charlie Martian. So this is what it's like, huh? So I guess I just fill in like this, as if I had a pen. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do, right? You know what I'm gonna draw. Okay, so now that I know this, I'm gonna cap it, which I think I have to. And I need to check, do I need to wash these markers or something? I'm gonna increase the brightness a bit. Because, or the, there we go, that should be a little bit more easy. The nibs are replaceable. Okay, interesting. That's right, I did see these nibs. I was wondering exactly what these were, but only now that I realize these are related to the pen. I don't need to wash them, Charlie Martian? No, don't wash them, Hera? Okay, I'll avoid washing. Okay, so the two mysteries right now, well, the two things I need to do right now are, number one is, you know I'm gonna draw a frog, right? That's what I do, I draw frogs. So I'm gonna need, okay, give me a second. I'm gonna have to change AirPods. Hopefully this will work. So just give me a second. You know what I did about a week or so ago? I got another set of Apple AirPods because my streams sometimes are going so long, I'm running out of battery in them. So I got another pair, so while one's charging up, the other one can be in my ears, right? Let's see. Arch, I think you're joking. I think you're joking. You don't need to wash them, but most pens have nibs removed to clean them. Okay. You can just scribble on scrap paper until the color comes back. But it's bad if you can remove the nib and replace it, or wash the nib. Okay, so I should not remove the nib and wash. Ooh, good tip. I don't recommend wet on wet. The nibs will get contaminated. Got it, good. I hadn't even considered that. And now that you're saying that, I wonder how dry this is. It's wet. I mean, I didn't realize, like this paper feels where I drew, it's actually a little wet. So I should be careful about drying things. That is a lesson. Another thing, I guess what I'm realizing is this paper may not have been the best choice because I'm feeling like I probably need a different kind of paper even. I am wondering how this will work on foam core. I have some foam core. I can go cut some, right? You can remove the nib if the color bleed is bad. Okay, speaking of color, it's funny, I don't have a pencil, so I'm just gonna have to think about this. What is this? This is green, because I'm gonna draw a frog. And then I need a black pen somewhere. And a kind of one for the lips. As you know, frogs have brown lips, and why can't I see a black ink pen anywhere? Oh, there's more. I have a lot more pens here. Hello, where's the black? I think this is it. Okay, it took me a while to find it. There's got to be multiple black inks here. Okay, now the next question I have is, this was a pretty thick stroke, right? To get a, let's see, Charlie says, I suggest using Bristol board. Bristol paper for coping. Okay. Or thick watercolor. Got it. I can see now why. So, okay, so I think I found the colors. And let me do my shaking. I think what I need to get also is a pencil. I don't have any pencils, but I'm gonna have to get one because I guess I have no way of sketching something out to try. You know what paper really needs? It needs layers, like in Photoshop. One, two, okay, I'm putting it here. Just trying to follow their instructions. I just want to get some black ink and then some green ink. And we're just going to try drawing something. Maybe I can digitally edit it later. Okay, there's black ink. Let's see. I gotta tell you, it feels nice. I can layer these paints. You mean, Hera, that I can dry the paint, let it dry, and then add more on top of it. Shake it really good like you hate them. Use a light color to sketch, and then you can paint. Oh, that's clever. Okay, I like that. I like that. Thank you. That's a really good tip. Thank you. Okay, that's black. I got a blue. I don't have a really light blue. Maybe I have one. Let's try this. I'll try to follow Hera's advice. Aluminum canvases. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of that. It's very interesting, 3 polygons. This is fun. Even though I have drawn just a couple of lines, this is actually kind of fun. I'm going to move this paper over so you can see more of what's actually happening in my world here. It's not, you know, it's not quite as light as I would have thought it would be. But it's light enough, I guess. I gotta tell you, after 30 years of drawing digital, seeing paint come off of something feels really cool. Like I just forgot what it was like to make something real. And I get it, all I'm doing is making some stupid lines right now. But I remember, like, I loved doodling as a kid. And for me, I don't really doodle much digitally. Because it's like, digital is not conducive to it. Yeah, it feels good. This feels good. Now, another question I have is how do I have to buy separate pens to get really fine lines? That's unclear to me. That is unclear to me. So, again, this isn't quite as... I'm literally looking for a pencil, which I know I don't have. Okay, so that'll be on my Amazon ordering things. Once the pens are saturated, they won't pool as much. Imagine the nib is a brand new sponge. Got it. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna try to draw something. I'm gonna draw. Actually, I want to get some more pen and paint. You need different pens for different. Oh, okay. So I can't just swap out the nibs for this set. I actually need thinner pens. Did not know that. Thank you, Hera. Because yeah, these look great, but like the lines are just thick. Do I have doubles? Oh, I have double-sided pens! I'm glad you mentioned that. I didn't even realize that. Haha. I didn't even think to check. Okay, so I've been shaking these. Thank you, Hera and Charlie. So let's just see, let's press. Look, I'm double fisting it now. Or multiple pens per hand. I don't know what you call this. Double penning it. Okay, this is good to know this information. Ooh, it actually dripped a little bit, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna try my very first actual. I've got all my colors. I don't have a pencil, so I'm gonna try my very first. Actually, give me a second. I'm gonna see if I have a pencil. Because I don't have undo. I can't hit Control Z. So I'm gonna check. I found a pencil, a mechanical pencil. I'm so happy. Okay. I was going to draw a frog. I'm not going to draw a frog. I'm going to draw my 7 Pens logo, which is weird since I haven't drawn anything vector-like. But you can't see it, of course. Okay. So it's going to be, let's see if this will, it may be hard. And as I'm talking, we can relax and chat. You can see, wow. Have you ever wondered about this logo? You probably haven't. This logo actually is supposed to be something. Yes, I came up with the idea of the name 7 Pens because I literally had 7 pens. That is true. But the logo is actually supposed to represent something. And what it is actually, it's a pen drawing. You might not be able to see it, and it's very stylized actually. And I had done a sketch, using Clip Studio Paint actually. Yes, I have more than 7 pens. Now I think I have 100 and something. Yeah, I can get the exact number, but I'm pretty sure I have over 100. So this is close enough to my logo. And so this, just to draw it out for you, this is supposed to be, this part right here, is supposed to be like a paintbrush or a pen. And the part coming on the left here is supposed to be a trail that it's making. I could never really design it right though. Oh, guess what? I just learned I need an eraser too. But that's okay, I'm gonna paint over all this. So my idea was have a kind of pen here and then have like streaks of paint. Yeah, exactly, 3 polygons. That's exactly what it is. And that's what I'm gonna try to paint today. I have tried drawing a Clip Studio Paint, but it wasn't colorful enough, and honestly, it didn't feel organic enough, okay? And so I'm gonna actually try to draw it. Now, I'm gonna mess it up because I'm really not sure what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, 0 parallax logo, that's correct. That's exactly right. This is yellow. I don't want yellow. And it's supposed to be very colorful. It's supposed to be, I didn't want to literally draw, this drawing a rainbow, because it's something been done before. But I did want a bunch of colors to bleed out that were very bright, but just not literally a rainbow. Okay, according to Charlie Martian, there's an eraser. Man, I must seem like the dumbest person in the world. I don't know any of this stuff. And every one of you has been schooling me on how to use this equipment. That is hilarious. Thank you, Charlie. I had no clue, honestly. No clue. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be honest with you. I've always wanted, I don't know how to express this. Kanto says, did I mention I actually discovered 7 pens years ago? I think that was before the YouTube even. Yeah, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. I can't remember when I first got on Reddit, but it was definitely before I started my YouTube channel. Okay, so where I was going with this is, I have always fantasized but never been able to put into words the kind of environment I wanted to have for creating art. I don't consider myself an artist, I just like drawing things, okay? So don't take my use of the word art to mean anything significant. And I always wanted, if you can imagine a magical desk that let me use whatever tool I wanted. Meaning I could magically switch between traditional and digital so that it was easy to take something I drew and bring it into the digital and mess around with it and bring it back into analog. I could never really formulate what it was or even if it made sense, but I wanted an environment where I could live in both worlds. Digital art's fun, but I do love the idea of physical things getting created, right? Even if it meant having just a printer, a color printer would be an example. Okay, what do I want? I guess I want some paint there. And I want, this is supposed to be kind of like a brush. And then this is kind of like the other end of the brush. Maybe this curve is a little too, right? And there'll be some lines here, but this will be multicolored. And then here, the paint just goes. Now, I don't know how this is supposed to end. Maybe it doesn't look right if this left part is just ending like this, and it should have more paint that spills. You know what I'm saying? Spilling the paint like this. That might look cool, right? Doesn't have to match my logo. It just has to look cool. That's all that matters. So, let me think about this. I think what I want to do is, tell me if this makes sense. I want to outline it in black and then, or create an outline in some color and then paint the colors inside. But I feel like that would be difficult because then I'd have to outline it again. The paint trace would look cool. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm gonna begin just by, I'm actually gonna take Hera's advice and start with a light blue color, and then I'll add black later. And maybe I'll digitally do this toward the ending. Damn, this is the first literal I made a mistake there, by the way. You have just witnessed me do the first non-digital, actual artistic thing I have ever done. Okay? It's so weird without working with undo. Okay? For a logo, 3 Polygon says, for a logo is better no outlines, as in small it looks bad, better solid forms, full flat colors each part. Okay. Kanto says, I have similar dreams about an extremely ergonomic desk tailored to your, yeah, I get it. I've always dreamt about the perfect creative desk. I've dreamt about the perfect creative software. If you want to create a look of gradient, you can do it by overlapping dots. Oh, okay. Totally makes sense. I can try that out. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, this isn't gonna be an outline per se, but it's just to help me understand where things are. Okay. And I'm just gonna guess. So I'm just gonna leave that there for a second. And then, I guess the body of the pen. Thank you, Kanto. Thank you. I guess the body of the pen will be in kind of a, what do you call it? A brown color. Or I could, well, I don't want to use a colorful thing because it would be too confusing with the rainbow stuff. I could try kind of a blue, just a dark gray blue look, just to see what that's like. So I'm looking at what I've got here. I'm looking at what I've got here, and I think this is a gray, so I'm just going to try gray. This is so much fun. You know what? Why don't I take some extra paper so that I'm not, when I'm getting these things going, I don't actually dirty up my actual thing. Let me do this off on the side. You can undo with oils and really in acrylics by paint over. Okay, interesting. Okay, here goes nothing. I'm gonna just create a filled in area, and I'm gonna try to make it kind of two colors, one light gray, one dark gray, and the look I'm going for is kind of, actually, is it dry? Okay, this seems dry now, so I'm gonna go ahead and paint over this area a little bit. I'm not sure if I like this look, to be completely honest, but okay. Can you see what I'm trying to do here? So something that's happening, which I don't think you can see, but it's happening to my eyes, is that this paint is, what's the right word? The light itself above me is causing some kind of glare. So it's actually hard for me to see if I've hit certain areas. Also, I'm really not sure if I'm filling in this area the way someone should do it. Maybe instead of just doing that fancy way, I should just try to repeat the lines over and over. I'm having to look at different angles to see any areas that I miss, but you get the idea. So it's shiny. Is this metallic? It doesn't say what color this is. Slate. It's not metallic. Let's see, Kanto. This is probably how all the Gen Alpha kids are going to feel like in a few years. Probably. Probably. Now let's try a gray. I'm looking for gray. Is this gray? This is silver. I don't want silver. I just want gray, dudes. Oh, here's a gray. Arch says, start with lighter and fill it slowly to avoid blotches. Good point, and that is a lesson learned. That is a lesson learned, Arch. Thank you. Do I have to do this pressing down business every time I use the pens? Did I shake it? I didn't shake it, no. Yeah, on the camera, which I can see it, it doesn't have that quality as much. Let's see if this makes a difference. Okay, this is actually not bad. it definitely makes me appreciate color pickers in digital art, because I kind of forgot, as silly as it sounds, in traditional art, you just have to get the color right. And it's not easy to change the color without redrawing it. The glare is affecting me. It's hard to, the glare is causing these two colors to look very similar in certain positions. So here's a reaction. This is harder than I expected. I have to be completely honest. I thought, with all my experience in digital and general, I'm not scared of doing traditional. I did it when I was a kid. I thought I would jump to this and just be super productive in seconds, but I forgot in 30 years how hard traditional stuff can be, its own set of challenges. Okay, Hera, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate that you stopped in, and thanks for all the tips. Let's see, Art says, lack of real opacity control from pressure felt weird in real markers, but it's an advantage once you have a lot of markers and know what you're doing. Store pens horizontally. Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll do that, Charlie Marshall. So, I mentioned to you all, I quit doing traditional for 30 years until just now. So I'll share with you the story. It's a little personal, but it's also kind of funny. We can look back on things that happened with some humor. So the last thing I painted was in 1998. That was traditional. And I think I had that right. Could be 1999, but I think it was 1998. Actually, it could be 1999. Anyway, I had painted something as a 1-year anniversary gift for my girlfriend. Now, the context was, a year earlier, we'd gone on a date, and we climbed up some mountain. And what's the right word? I took a photo it was just us two. There's nothing special about the photo, really, just a special moment. But then fast forward, we got together later, and then a year later is our first anniversary. So I had the Polaroid of that moment, a literal Polaroid, I think, or whatever developed film was back then. And while she was not in the apartment, I would paint it. And she had taken a trip, so I painted it during that trip. So she came back from a weekend. Thank you, Charlie Marshall, I appreciate it. And I showed her my painting, which is basically a painting of that scene that we're in, right? One of the photos. It wasn't a great painting, don't get me wrong. It was, pretty sloppily done and fuzzy. But you know what you got to see my face when I say this. Do you know what her reaction was? She got upset, and not super upset, just disappointed, angry. And I said, "What's wrong? This is our, it took me some time to paint this. Don't you like this?" And she said, "I'm not making this up." Yeah, but you like to draw, or you like to paint. And I was like, what? So she wanted me to suffer for the present. It wasn't good enough that I took time and energy. She wanted me to suffer a little bit for the painting. Or something, not just paint. She wanted me to do something I didn't enjoy. I just thought that was not a good time. We broke up not too long after that, but I think that was the last actual real, that was the last traditional media thing I did. Arch, I totally agree with your point about, better to simplify sometimes, right? Because it reduces the decision and the cognitive overload, 100%. Yes, Charlie Martian, red flag alert. Now I'll admit I was not the perfect boyfriend either, so let's not pretend I was in the clear. But I actually could not even respond to that. That was such a weird thing, and so I think that sort of maybe had a role to play when I just quit doing any kind of traditional art. And she hated it when I drew, in digital I would draw, let's say you have an anime artist, you can draw figures, so I draw women. She got really jealous of the women. These are just made up characters. They're not. Anyway, yeah, that was another problem. But I met her in the ensuing years. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Oh, sorry. You can't even see what I'm drawing. Sorry. There we go. What you see as light gray to me is much darker. It is, or it's definitely, you see it as more blue than I see it. Right? Now, I'm gonna pretend, this is like a paintbrush, okay? So I'm gonna pretend these are bristles. So I'm gonna just draw brown, because brown must be bristles, right? I have to be honest, I wasn't prepared for how wet this paint was gonna be. Not prepared at all. I thought it would go on like much thinner. If that makes any sense. I knew it was wet, but I thought it would almost be a little bit drier. Okay. Okay, while that's drying over there. Yeah, I mean, like 3 polygons. Yeah, that really threw me back for a loop when she said that. I guess that is just a demonstration of the power of human jealousy. Okay, I took away some of this. Okay, so remember, it's not looking great. This looks like a bullet or something. One symptom of schizophrenia is not being able to differentiate reality from the imagined. I did not know that. I have to be honest, looking at this, I'm seeing my limitations as an artist. Okay, now I'm gonna try, remember I need a rainbow color here, right? I need a rainbow color of stuff. And so, I'm gonna find some colors that to me speak about, not rainbow literally, but rainbow like bright and kind of digital and powerful colors. I'm gonna pick some purples. I think these are technically even metallics. 3 Polygon says there are more dry techniques for these kind of things, like wax-based colors or pastels. Interesting. Charlie Martian says part of that is that the pens being new in the paper. You can also use paintbrush with these pens. Oh, interesting. Hadn't even considered that. What do you mean by CMYK? I mean, I know what it means, Charlie Martian. I'm just curious how you want me to apply that. Candy pink? Well, why not? Let's put some darn candy pink here. Oh, I forgot. I have to do that little dance with the pens, right? Someone else, I think it was Charlie Martian, maybe mentioned like dithering, manually creating dots to create gradients. And that's something I definitely want to try. Okay, I guess I want blobs of color to bleed off. I'm going to start over here to give this chance to dry the brown. So I'm just going to draw like streaks of color. Kind of like, I guess they're thicker toward the brush and thinner. Maybe. And this is supposed to be just a random set of colors. That's really pink. I'm not sure if I intended that. And then I'm going to try. Yeah, Art, you were right. Just picking up. I used to make digital art with my Atari, my Amiga, my Atari 600 XL. And in my hometown, no one had computers. I was one of the few people who even thought about it. And it was a very esoteric device. Only like I and maybe one other kid had a computer at the time. It was for nerds, you know. And I remember explaining to people, I'd show people something I drew. And by drew, you know, I used what? A mouse, or I used the keyboard. Later on I used a mouse. And they would automatically think that I just pressed a button and the computer drew it for me. I mean, now with AI, I guess that is how it works. But it took, like, I had a hard time convincing them. No, I manually drew that. They just thought the computer meant it was doing it for me. So that was wild. Let's see, Charlie Martian says CMYK for the colors. Are there like brushes that work in CMYK or something? God, I want some red in here or some dark color. Oops, my mouse got tumbled over. I keep on forgetting I have to shake and then like press these darn things. I'm not really happy with the way this is coming out. By the way, it's much more saturated for you. I'm going to turn down the saturation because it's kind of misleading what actually it looks like. Let's see. I'm trying to change the saturation, but it's having a very minor effect. You are seeing it, just in general, more saturated than I'm seeing it. Okay, so this is definitely not what I thought it was going to look like. But that's okay. I mean, this is a learning experience for me, and I'm glad I had some guidance from you all. Yeah, it's just looking weird. It's looking weird. Let me take a look at it with at a different angle. Too pink. Maybe I should either commit to going with that bright purplish pinkish. Maybe a rainbow won't work here, actually. Okay, I'm gonna just let that, while that's drying out, because maybe I just want to cover that with a bright pink and then paint on top of that and just commit to that. I'm gonna try, the other part of what I want to do is use the fine tip here. So let me shake it again. Keep building layers. Okay, Charlie Martian. Thanks for the encouragement. It's not a logo. It's more just like it's just a graphic for me. Like I might use it as like a, as my stream begins or ends, something like that was the idea. I don't think I'll literally do it. But it's not supposed to be, using a tiny form factor. So while we're chatting, did you know I've actually been thinking about starting, I'm going to draw an outline here. I've actually been thinking about starting a new YouTube channel. Can you believe that? I'm not going to end my current channel, not at all. But I had this idea for a channel covering another topic that I'm really passionate about. And if you don't mind, I'll share it with you. The idea is to have a channel that's focused on, I guess, better ways of communicating. Because at work, that's what I did. And that's what I was known for. I was known for, yeah, Charlie Martian, that's actually the idea. Like, I actually was trying at first, thinking about drawing a new logo, simple logo every day, or every week or month, right? Or maybe every stream. But that's like, it was just too much to deal with. And I definitely didn't want to use like AI to generate the logo. Do it like exactly what MTV did. They would take MTV and translate it into different styles. But it would just be too much work. But that is the exact idea I was thinking about. Now I'm going to put some dark lines here, just to indicate paint is going to go there eventually. And I'm going to add some, oops, that's okay. This is very difficult. I am just really shocked about how much I'm learning here. This is not as easy as I imagined. You can see like the brush, right? So let me give you an example of the first video I wanted to do while we're just chatting here. And I'll explain it to you in more words than I would for the first video, but here's the idea. My first video would be called Words Mean Things. Okay? Now, you don't know me from work, but at work, I was known for saying that a lot, in lots of conversations. And I'm not gonna, I am gonna brag here. I am known to be a very good communicator at work about all sorts of topics. I'm just known for that, okay? And the thing they say about me at work is very complex problems that are involving multiple people, like a technical topic. I'm known for being able to tease apart the problem in very clear ways for everybody, okay? That's literally one of my superpowers. Now, and I like explaining things. You can probably guess that. So, the story here, words mean things. Many years ago, my manager, a super smart guy, he had a review with someone called Bill Gates. You may not be familiar with him, but he was one of the founders of Microsoft, okay? Bill Gates was his name. And a review in Microsoft means you have a meeting with him and his sort of staff. Let's just assume there's like 10 people there. And experts in the area, business, technology, whatever. And then your team shows up. So it's a big room. It's like 10 of your team and 10 of them. And Bill G is sitting there. That's what we call him by his email alias, Bill G. And these meetings were known as very tense. And like you were expected to be answerable to a lot of things. And it's very rough. It's very rough. And probably these days people wouldn't do it, but it's very, you'd be attacked, I guess was the short way of explaining this. Not yelled at per se, maybe, but you'd be really evaluated very harshly and you'd be questioned in very aggressive ways, okay? So that's the context. I'm just setting this up for you. So my manager had to present something to him. So everyone's stressed. So everyone prepares for like weeks. They have meetings every day and they create a slide deck. Like 10 people, we work on the slide deck day and night for the Bill G review, and they have to know what they're gonna say. Anyway, he had it, and then he came back, and then he and I had lunch the next day. So I said, this is my boss, and I said, what'd you learn at the Bill G review? Because it was his content, his presentation, he was the talker, he was leading the entire thing. And he said, I love this manager, by the way. He's actually a good man, a kind man. And he said, I learned 3 things in this meeting. So this is now we're getting to the actual video, right? 3 things my manager learned in a Bill G review. Number 1, remember, you're going there with the slide deck, right? Know the meaning of every word on every slide. Seems a little obvious, but it's important because you'll get attacked if you don't know. Number 2, I'm saying it exactly like he said it. Number 2, know all the alternate meanings of those words. Okay, because lots of words, you have a specific meaning, and there are actually shades of meaning that other people know about, and they will basically say you meant the other way, and they'll say it in such a, like they're looking for flaws in your argument, right? And he goes, number 3, know all the ways that those words are misinterpreted by the audience. Okay? And that would be like my first video. And the reason I say that is because when you're having really serious communication with, an executive staff, you've got to do your homework. You have really got to research these things. You cannot rely on, just informal understandings of what things mean or their implications. You got to know it cold. Anyway, that's an example of the kind of things about the necessity for you to really understand words, and don't assume that your definition of a word or your understanding is enough. You need to be super paranoid in these environments. So, I know I didn't tell it in a very quick way, but I hope you get the idea at least what I was trying to get across. Okay, what I want to do now is do a little bit of light, what do you call it, like specular highlights. Well, that's a really interesting approach, Arch. The thing is, it will not work in this context. You have to understand, this is so hard to a normal situation you won't encounter this, but like when you're dealing with these kind of reviews, you're dealing with, number one, super aggressive environment, and you're dealing with people who, you know, are at the high end of the IQ scale. So, and they're very good verbally. So you'll have a hard time, even if you're right, you'll have a hard time sort of using that tactic. You'll just get attacked in a different way. You guys can see this, right? The little highlight I'm trying to do here. It's actually, I'm kind of not too upset about it. Now I'm going to go back there and I'm going to go make this entire thing pink, and then I'll solve the problems a little bit later of the colors. And having these reviews at any level in the company, you got to have, you know, what do you call it, like nerves of steel. Kanto, you like that idea? Like you have to be able to speak with utter confidence, because they're looking for you to be shaken. They're looking for you to be flustered, right? And I'll tell you right now, most people do not know how to communicate in that environment. To be fair, it's difficult because every executive team is different, so you have to know what makes them tick. Okay, again, it looks way too bright for you. It's not as intensely saturated for me. Let's see, Charlie Martian mentioned, sometimes I would ask people what I was meeting with to explain in their own words what I communicated to them and to ensure the message was received correctly. Yeah, okay, so I told you one of my stories. Let me tell you another story that I would get out in this channel. And this was, I was in a meeting, not as serious as the other one, but I was still pretty young. You know, I was only in Microsoft 2 years at the point. And I just joined the team, and I was being pretty cocky, to be quite honest, and I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on, even though the conversation, honestly, had to deal with my area. I was just kind of like, whatever, I want to get out of here. And then people were talking, and I just did not care. And then literally we're done, right? And it's only like a 10-minute meeting, a 5-minute meeting. And then I literally am opening the door, and I'm taking 1 foot out the door, and my manager's manager, who's sort of like, you know, the boss of all of us, she said, "Hey, Seven, can you wait a second?" And here's what she said: Can you tell us what you think we've agreed to? Remember, I was not paying attention, okay? But she said, you know, basically, can you summarize what you think we've agreed to? And because I'm very quick on my feet, I was able to come up with something reasonable, and like, she was like, okay with it. But like, lots of people at work are not paying attention, and they're not really sort of processing what's going on. And so that's a thing I use with people, actually, or I used with people at work, is like, you know, everyone does this. They shake their heads like, And at a certain point, you know, you've said so many things and it's been so complicated. You're like, look, I'm not, you know, in my head, I'm not trying to trap anybody. I'm just like, were you really committing your resources to understanding what the hell is going on and what we're trying to solve? Because too many people are ahhing their way through a meeting. So I'll just ask them that same question. Could you just tell me what you think we've agreed to? You'd be surprised how many people come back to me at Microsoft and be like, It happens. It happens. So that taught me a lesson. That taught me a lesson. I was never sloppy in a meeting after that. Ever. Or if I was sloppy, I would leave. Like if I wasn't feeling it, I would leave. So that's another thing that I want to share some of these things with people, right? And there's all sorts of stuff, not all of which relates to Microsoft either. What color is this? White, okay. So there's all sorts of things about language, how to write, how to rewrite, how to summarize, how to explain complex topics, how to use how to use tables. Let's see, Art says, I've done some technique coaching for beginners. You can find out a lot about how well someone's getting it and about their talent level by asking them questions about the material. Yeah. Okay, so I'll give you another thing I do at work. I am the... This is a little complicated to explain. Number one, who controls the conversation? The person asking the questions, okay? If you want to take control of a situation, many situations, you can just do that by asking questions. That's number one, okay? So I do that. Now, I will end up asking questions and I will make things happen because of the questions I ask, okay? Now, some people can say, why are you asking all these? No one's ever done that. No one's ever said, why are you asking all these questions? Right? Because if you ask a public question, there's heat. Someone's got to answer that damn question. Right? And everyone's scared. And don't get me wrong, you yourself have to know, you also have to be prepared for these questions. It's not just a tool you apply to other people. So another tool along with the questions is, most people, they hate taking notes, right? Oh, not me. I love taking notes in meetings. Hey, void outs. Because when you take notes in a meeting, when you tell people, hey everybody, don't worry, I'm gonna take notes. When you do that, something funny happens. You actually get power. You're probably wondering what I mean. When you're taking notes and people are talking, you are empowered to interrupt them. You can say the following things. Hey, pardon me everybody, we've been talking about how we're going to handle this problem, but I'm not sure, and we've identified what to do, but I'm not sure who in this room is going to take this action item. Could someone please tell me who is going to take this action item? You understand? You can use notes and questions to really, yeah, it definitely does, Kanto. It snaps people's attention. And it's better to be the question asker and the note taker because you are in implicit control, right? Even if you're not the boss of the meeting, you can look at the boss and say, hey, I'm going to take the notes. And then in the middle of the meeting, you can look at the boss and say, hey, John, I'm not sure if everyone in the room understood what's happening here, so I'd like to clarify it. Do you agree with this statement? And I'll capture that in the notes. And you see, it gives you permission. And then pretty soon, you understand people will rely on you for clarity. And creating clarity is a big part of being at Microsoft. And that's actually literally part of our review system, but forget the review system. This is literally what we think. Like this is the way we're supposed to behave, right? Yeah, Arch, that's a great point. Writing things down is super important and it's a lost skill. People are absolutely losing it. When I came to Microsoft, it was like, we were all like hardcore. We were all, this is 1996. And then for some years after, we were like, who's taking notes? And of course, some people resent taking notes because they view it as like, a secretarial. Not me. I love taking notes. Notes are a weapon. That is way too pink for on the screen, but it looks okay for me, believe it or not. And every year since that time, people have gotten sloppier and sloppier about taking notes and writing things down. Voidout's a MovinkPad, or specifically the MovinkPad 11, is a new Android tablet that Wacom has released. Okay, so it's basically like a Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE, but it uses the Pro Pen 3. Okay, hardware-wise, it's really nothing special, but it lets you draw with this pen. Okay, so I ordered it, and I don't know when it's going to come. I'm going to hope in a week or so, and then I'll do a live stream. Related to this, XP Pen has a new second generation of their Magic Drawing Pad. That Magic Drawing Pad is sort of stealth released in XP Pen's site right now. It's very confusing, that actually. So you have to be careful you don't order the old one. But I ordered that last week, and it should arrive tomorrow. So I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow about the XP Pen Magic Drawing Pad. Art says, sometimes I catch myself going, I'm not going to name this file correctly, or I don't need to write this down, then I remember all the pain. Yeah, I get it, Arch. Yeah, Voidouts, I hope the same thing. To be honest, except for the pen part, it doesn't look like there's anything special about this tablet. Okay, now don't get me wrong, the pen part is good, but like, it just looks like such a basic Android tablet. Ooh, sorry, sneezing. Anyway, I didn't mean to go on and on about my desire for this this other YouTube channel, but that's my idea. And I would just do it as small videos, not like the ones I do on this channel. Who knows? Maybe it'll be useful for, a couple of people at least. Thank you, Charlie. Okay, I'm just getting this other pen. This other pen's not really any different in terms of color. Okay, that wasn't what I wanted. It's not bad, actually. The benefit of paper is you can turn it and push or pull a line. Yes. Yes. I'm trying to add little glossy. Actually, let me use the thin end of this. I'm trying to give it a little bit of dimension, if that makes sense. Right? Uh-oh. Look at this. The pen tip fell off the first time. Oh, I did the wrong thing. This is fun. I mean, I am really enjoying this, but it is way tougher than I realized. I will never again think that this is an easy thing to do. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be easy, but I did not think it would be this complicated. Oops, my first time actually drawing over some wet ink with white. Lesson learned, lesson learned. Okay, so I'll go and use some white on the other areas. Man, am I missing undo though? So much harder than I expected. Unbelievably harder. Void outs, you missed it. I actually did. When I started bringing this paper out, I actually talked about the parallax and the pointer lag, everything. Okay, now, where's that thing? I think this is it. Maybe it needs, maybe it needs bigger bezels. Here's my thought. First of all, good experiment. I'm going to continue working on this a little bit longer. Again, more difficult than I imagined. This isn't quite the look I was going for. I've wanted more rainbow colors. I think if I practice with a pencil, I can probably learn how to do this a little bit better. I will get some different, what's it called again? Paper, and try this. One thing else that surprised me is I thought the paint would be more flat, like you wouldn't see little streaks there. So that part kind of surprised me a little bit. I totally not thought about the drying time, right? It totally did not occur to me. I could see myself trying small little diagrams with this, and maybe even trying, what do you call it? What do you call it when you're merging analog and digital, right? Like I'll take this, take a photograph of it with my camera, my phone, and then bring it into Photoshop or something and add some additional touches, right? I think some things here would have been hard to do in Photoshop. It definitely feels organic to me, right? I understand, you're seeing this and you're like, man, this is an absolute primitive piece of trash. And I share that opinion, don't get me wrong. I share that opinion. But I'm learning a ton of things here. You just never realize what digital feels like until you're not doing it. Again, after 30 years, me doing this is shocking. You get it? I'm trying to do a little bit of like, you can see that the paint that it's leaving is kind of thick and leaving streaks. Right? And I think Posca paint is high quality paint. Posca, yes, that was another brand I saw, and I only went with this because because it was the only. I just accidentally stumbled upon that Jazza video. I think the Poscas are more expensive. So I wanted to try something maybe a bit cheaper before I went with something that was, you know, more cost. Blending colors here is hard for me to sort of process. Thanks, Charlie Martian. I appreciate it. Thanks, Charlie Martian. Yeah, and again, you're seeing it much more, what's the right word? Much more saturated than I see. Like, this looks like it's glowing. It does not look like it's glowing. Like, it actually looks like it's blending in more than I'm seeing it, right? So that's an interesting effect of the camera that I'm using. And actually, you know what? I have a different monitor. Let me see what it looks like on the different monitor. Yeah, on the other monitor, it's probably more accurate, but still, it's a little bit brighter than I'm actually seeing it. Interesting. Oops, where did this thing go? Oops, you're seeing it move all over the place. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, sorry. There we go. And move it back over. There we go. And maybe next time I'll try an Apu. Okay, it's I've been going for about 3 hours and 30 minutes, so this was a fun little excursion. I'm really glad I'm glad I got a chance to try something analog with you all. I learned something. You know, I originally was tempted to just get that foam core and just start painting and just, you know, see what would happen. But I realized, no, that would have been a big mistake because I don't know enough technique to fill that foam core board out correctly at such a large scale. So I need to practice more, just get used to this, right? And maybe do a few test paintings before I try something big. So that itself was worth this learning, okay? Anyway, with that, thanks for everyone for, you know, sort of hanging out as I was just drawing with this paint. I really appreciate, as always, that you took the time out of your day or night to hang with me here. And with that, I think I'm going to end the stream. But do remember, tomorrow I am going to be streaming. I should get the XP Pen Magic Drawing Pad toward the end of the day, 5 p.m. my time, and maybe earlier. As soon as I get it, though, within 30 minutes, I will start a stream. Okay? So you like this content? Okay, I'm happy to try this. Right? There's all sorts of things I've been meaning to try. Maybe I'll draw Vegeta next, or Goku, right? Maybe digitally, who knows? But this was a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks everybody, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Okay? Have a great day or night. And I am ending the